The affluent Bellows family's purportedly haunted home is visited by teens Stella, Augie, Ramon, and Chuck on Halloween night in 1968 in the made-up Pennsylvania town of Mill Valley. They discover a book of horror stories penned by the family's teenage daughter, Sarah Bellows, who was charged with witchcraft after the town's children started dying for no apparent reason, inside a hidden room. She is said to have hanged herself in 1898. Chuck's sister Ruth is locked in Sarah's room with the gang by Tommy. Tommy departs, and then, for some reason, the lock opens, allowing Stella to take Sarah's storybook home. When Stella gets home, she finds that Sarah's storybook has a new story titled Harold on a page that was previously blank. Tommy, drunk, finds himself pursued by his family's scarecrow, Harold, in a nearby cornfield after it comes to life. He observes that Harold keeps coming in his direction. Tommy takes off running as Harold approaches him. Tommy is violently transformed and throws up hay after the beast stabs him in the back with a pitchfork when he runs into Harold. Harold is found wearing Tommy's clothes by Stella and her friend Ramon the day after Tommy is reported missing. Sarah's storybook has a new story titled The Big Toe. The main character of the tale, Augie, is abducted by a corpse that is looking for its lost toe, which is in a stew that Augie consumes without realizing. Then the corpse drags Augie beneath his bed and away he goes. Following their fruitless attempt to destroy the storybook, the surviving friends investigate Sarah's life. Magically written, The Red Spot is another brand new tale. While preparing makeup for the show in the backstage area, Ruth pokes at a swelling spider bite on her cheek, causing it to erupt and release hundreds of baby spiders. Ruth is saved, but she suffers trauma. Through their study, the party visits the elderly Lulu Baptiste, a former child servant of the Bellows family, and discovers that, contrary to popular belief, Sarah did not pass away in the Bellows home. Rather, she committed herself by hanging herself in the hospital under the supervision of her elder brother, Dr. Ephraim Bellows. They go to the nearby hospital, where they find wax cylinder recordings from the past that show Sarah's brother brutally subjected her to electroshock treatment as part of a plot to force her to confess to killing the children. As a result of the family's mill deliberately contaminating the town's water supply with mercury from the production of paper, the town's children perished. In an attempt to deflect justified doubt from their family business, the Bellows accused Sarah of using witchcraft to kill the children. Chuck unintentionally sets off an alarm while attempting to get past hospital security, flooding the hallways with the same red light he associates with nightmares. Sarah starts the tape by telling the story of a brand new tale named The Red Room, in which Chuck is the protagonist. An apparition from Chuck's dreams, the Pale Lady, attacks and corners him before absorbing him. Chief of Police Turner detains Stella and Ramon for trespassing, and discovers that Ramon evaded the draft during the Vietnam War. Ramon discloses that they were afraid after his brother enlisted and his lifeless body was given back to them in fragments. More body parts tumble down the chimney after a head. The next creature, Ramon discovers, is known as the Jangly Man. It is a monster from a children's novel called Me Tai Do Tai Walker that scared him. While Ramon and Stella flee and head to the Bellows home in search of information, the Jangly Man attacks Turner and snaps his neck. Ramon struggles to get away from the Jangly Man while Stella is transported back in time. Stella, who is experiencing the pain herself, assures Sarah that if she ceases injuring people, she would reveal her true innocence. After Stella uses her blood to write down the actual tale, Sarah and all of her creatures disappear. Following her word, Stella documents the reality about Sarah's life. Before leaving for the war, Ramon accepts his enlistment and bids Stella a heartfelt farewell. Stella promises to find a method to save Chuck and Augie now that Ruth is better.